The third etude is number 25 in C sharp minor, the last one in the book. Again, it has not been previously chosen in the 25 years that I've been keeping track. It's about time. The player will play from the beginning through measure 53, then cut to measure 85, but making a quarter rest on the downbeat and starting to play on beat 2. So you will have one extra rest there to take a breath or slurp their reed. And then playing through measure 112. This etude gives the player a chance to think in the language of sharps and to work on the techniques of tonguing, flicking, and half-holing. The player should start with the metronome in quarter notes, gradually working up to feeling the piece in one beat per measure. It will be helpful to learn the C sharp and D sharp melodic minors. They occur early in the piece as scales. There are many accidentals to carry through the measures, including double sharps, so watch them there carefully. Although not marked, the quarter notes following a set of 4 eighth notes may generally be lifted throughout, except played at full value at the ends of phrases. A slight retardando in measure 111 would be appropriate to make the ending sound a bit more final, since we're not playing to the very end. It is important to choose the correct fingerings from the very beginning so as not to have to relearn them later. Due to the fast speed of the piece, the right hand may be left off of the fingering for the third line D sharp when necessary, assuming it sounds okay. Also, adjust the half holes carefully for tongued adjacent F sharp and G sharp. Remember, the F sharp actually requires a larger opening, maybe 2/3 or 3/4 open, so that it doesn't growl down to the lower octave. And the G sharp requires a smaller opening, maybe 1/3 or even less, so that it doesn't try to squeak up to a higher harmonic. Also, the G sharp above the staff generally will speak more easily with the whisper key down when tonguing it. To facilitate the slur to the high E in measure 18 and 19, the right pointer may be raised. So that's kind of one of our standard upslur tricks. The D sharp to the high E without the right pointer. If the player decides to use the long C sharp above the staff, that's the one with the left thumb on the C sharp key and not the low D key, and the right hand on the A tone hold, G key, and F key, then it will be necessary to use the alternate G sharp, the thumb G sharp, when adjacent to those. So there's a long passage where that might be a good idea if they want to use that long C sharp, starting in measure 39 to 43. Okay, so as you can start using the thumb on the G sharp and then the long C sharp, which takes the F key, of course. Do that again. You're good there, good there. And then because the C sharp is leaping down to the G sharp there's one, and then one more on the way back up. So that will prevent some sliding around that we don't need to do. In measures 43 and 103, The player should leave the whisper key as soon as the pancake key goes down on the low E to be in better position for the low C sharp. So I have that here. Da, 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 da. Get off, and then you're ready for that C sharp and low B. The trill in measure 51 may be fingered several ways, but the most common one is to finger the high D sharp, possibly with the pinky down, the left pinky down on that resonance key, and trill with the left middle finger. It may be possible to leave the C sharp key down there because it has to be down for the grace note. So you can experiment with the different trill fingerings. A word about tonguing. Tonguing should be practiced each day, keeping in mind that maintaining constant breath support, a relative relaxed throat, and proper tongue placement very near the tip will greatly aid in developing speed. Also try to minimize any jaw motion. I know that's kind of difficult to do. I struggle with that. That will also speed things up. I would suggest tonguing first on only one note in short segments of 2 or 3 measures. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Working gradually up to the longest stretch of tongued eighth notes, which is measures 105 through 112. So that's 7 measures plus 1 more beat. While they're working on only that easy note and just working on the maintaining the relaxation, they can also add the dynamic contour. Okay. Also, it's helpful to learn to play these technical pieces slurred to correct the coordination, and then putting the tonguing and the fingering together. That's one way to work. Other ways are just to start very, very slowly and gradually inch up the metronome. It has been my pleasure to select the bassoon etudes this year. It's been quite a while since I did it last, and I hope that your students find them learning them to be a valuable and enjoyable experience. Thank you.